Welcome to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're going to be with you every week during the regular season, throughout the NFL playoffs, throughout the Super Bowl, talking, what else? Football. Not much else to talk about on this show, but it's been kind of interesting because we're through Week 8, and this used to be the halfway point of the season. I'm still getting used to this 17-week season. Kind of fun season so far.
Very unpredictable. I mean, usually you do pretty well at this show when we're doing our picks and stuff like that. I am terrible this year. Absolutely terrible. It's hard to get a read on some of these teams.
Yes.
First off, the ton of injuries don't help.
No.
But and I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling you the reason why I'm not doing very well.
First of all, I want to point out a report. Now, this past week, Cam Scatterbo.
I was watching that game. That was absolutely disgusting to watch.
I read
awful. I couldn't watch it.
I read an article. He injured his ankle severely, and he was taken to the hospital afterwards. The Eagles' head of security visited him after the game.
Yeah,
which
Big
was
Dom.
really nice to see.
Yeah, well,
really nice
pizza
to see.
and cheesesteaks and stuff like that. Which it's look that was heartbreaking to watch, because I'm not a Giants fan, but you got to feel for that team because the injuries that are going through that team and the injury itself to Scatterbo, it was just terrible. It was horrible to see. I mean, it was just you never want to watch a game and see an injury like that. No. You never want to see any injury, but something like that was just hard to watch. And I know the announcing crew, Tom Brady, and said, you know what, we're not even going to show you. Which was a good move by them.
Just when the Giants seemed to start getting things together and playing extremely well. I mean, they still weren't probably going to go to the playoffs anyway, but that was a very big bright spot of their season.
Well,
so
look,
far.
I mean, absolutely. Scatterbo and Dart, they brought life into that Giants team, and
probably saved Dable's job for a little while longer.
Yeah, but it's just injuries with neighbors and injuries on the defense. It was just, I mean, how much can one team stand? I mean, it is just absolutely incredible what's happening to them, and injuries throughout the league. I mean, it's a tough game, it's a brutal game, and it's just that's part of the game, but you hate to see it.
Yeah, and speaking of horrible news for my team, the Jets. The day they won their first game of the season was also the same day former center, Pro Bowler, Nick Mangold passed away from a kidney disease.
Which was strange because I think the week before I was listening to New York radio, and I guess they had a report that he needed a kidney, and all of a sudden the news came that he passed away, which was shocking to me, absolutely shocking. And it was a terrible thing, and he was the face of the Jets in a couple of years ago. It was only 10 years ago.
Yep. Well, as a Jet fan, I've actually had the privilege of watching my team have some of the best players in the league play center for them.
Sure.
I remember General Joe Fields leading into Kevin Mawai, then Nick Mangold.
Yeah.
3 of the best players to play the position of center. All were on the Jets. And again, bright spots all the way through. Good teams back then. Terrible stuff going on with the team right now. They're not really performing the way they should be. But I can say honestly, as a Jets fan, it was an amazing time watching Nick Mangold play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably the best of that modern team playing that position.
Back then, when you thought of the Jets, his face, you pictured his face. He was, I think, the face of the Jets. So terrible, terrible loss.
Yes. But, move on and, see, what you can do next. But the Jets did win that game. That's a good high point for them. They did it in honor of Nick Mangold.
Good.
So they're on their bye, feeling good about themselves, but also dealing with the loss of Mangold for the team. Moving forward for us, let's take a look back at what happened in Week 8.
Hey, what happened?
A couple of interesting team stats here for Week 8. The Dolphins have not allowed a first-quarter touchdown defensively in the past 5 games.
Really?
Yes.
If you ask me what team has not allowed a first-quarter touchdown, I would not
defensively. Special teams have given them up.
Well, I would not have thought of the Dolphins.
No, I actually never really think of the Dolphins for anything this year. I mean, other than seeing all the mess that Mike McDaniel is dealing with there. But The Eagles, your team.
All right.
We just talked about their win over the Giants there. They were wearing their Kelly greens.
Yeah.
The Eagles have started the season 6-2 or better for a franchise record, fourth straight season. I'm sorry, but they're now 5-0 in the Kelly green uniform since bringing them back in 2023.
I can tell you the Kelly
Two
greens.
good streaks.
I'm not sure if people know this or the fans know it, but the Kelly greens are very popular, and once this gets out in the news that they're 5-0 in Kelly greens, I'm sure there's going to be a call to have them wear it every week.
Yes.
But,
the Colts, surprise team of the season so far for
absolutely.
A lot of people.
I think good for the Colts.
Yes. Indianapolis is the first team in the Super Bowl era to allow fewer than 10 sacks and turn the ball over 5 times in their first 8 games of the season.
Fewer than 5 times.
Fewer than 5 times.
Yeah, so it's they're playing amazing football. And look, good for Daniel Jones. I mean, he was. I don't know what the situation was in the Giants, but he looks like an absolutely different quarterback.
Yes.
It's amazing what a system and what really great coaching does for a player. So good for Indianapolis, good for Daniel Jones. So is it Indiana Jones now?
It's Indiana
No one's
Jones.
calling him Danny Dimes
Nope.
anymore. Okay,
Nope.
so it's Indiana Jones. All
and
right.
I haven't heard the other one either, Tommy Cutlets, anymore either.
Where the hell is he at?
He's in New England, I think.
Is he? Yeah, he's
Yeah.
in New England?
Yes.
Okay. That's right.
yes.
Yeah, he's in New England.
Entering 2025, this is an interesting stat. Teams had lost 135 consecutive games when trailing by 15 or more points entering the fourth quarter.
Okay.
When the Jets won against the Bengals coming back in the fourth quarter, there have now been 4 such wins in 2025 alone.
I got to tell you, it didn't look good early on for the Jets. I mean, what was Cincinnati 16-0 at one point or something like that?
17-3.
17-3 and it was looking bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last one for this part of the show here. Sunday's Browns-Patriots game marked the 20th time since 1982 that a player had at least 5 sacks in a game. Mm-hmm. It's the only one of those games to have been a double-digit loss.
They had this weird picture on social media, and I don't know what the circumstances of the game was, if this is a normal thing. Myles Garrett was sitting all alone on the sidelines, and the rest of the team was on closest to the other end zone. I mean, there was no one around him. I'm just wondering what the situation is with that. It was I didn't watch the game. It was New England and Cleveland, and that wasn't televised where we were. But no, I saw that picture on social media and wondering what's going on with the Cleveland Browns and Myles Garrett. I mean,
we're coming
up on the trade deadline, so I wonder if we're going to see any movement with that. But that just picture struck me, and it was I wonder if there's something more behind that picture that I wish I saved it. I mean, it was just he was sitting. It was like a picture from up in the stands, and he's all alone sitting, and the rest of the team is far away from him.
Convinced to sign that 4-year extension with Cleveland. So, he's sitting there for 4 years now. He asked for a trade before the season. It would have been an amicable parting, but he decided to stay with the team. So, but anyway.
So this is going to be an interesting couple of weeks with the trade deadline. I know Dallas is looking for things. Jerry Jones came out and look, I have to evaluate everything and, to see what's best for the team. So I wonder if he's in, their sights. Who knows?
Let's continue and look at some of the player stats from Week 8.
What happened?
Justin Jefferson joined Pro Football Hall of Famer Randy Moss and Torrey Holt as the only players with at least 8,000 receiving yards in their first 6 seasons.
Wow, okay.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
James Cook, running back for the Buffalo Bills, just the 4th player in NFL history with 215 or more rushing yards and 2 or more rushing touchdowns in a game on fewer than 20 carries.
Wow.
He joins Pro Football Hall of Famer Bobby Mitchell, Bo Jackson, and Derrick Henry as the only players to accomplish that.
That's pretty cool.
Christian McCaffrey, 5th player ever with 5,000 rushing yards and 5,000 receiving yards in his career, joining Marshall Faulk, Lenny Moore, Marcus Allen, and Tiki Barber.
Wow, okay.
And Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco, the ageless wonder.
Yes, became the 7th player over the age of 40 to score a touchdown. Joins Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Doug Flutie, Warren Moon, Jerry Rice, and Vinny Testaverde.
Can I just say he looked good in a losing effort against the Jets this week, but he looked young. I saw him scramble, which I didn't. When I picture Joe Flacco, it's usually like a statue behind the offensive line. But no, he moved well.
Yes.
I mean, and I was pleasantly surprised because that was the first time I saw him this season. So.
Josh Allen now has 46 games with one or more passing touchdowns and one or more rushing touchdowns. Most in NFL history. Broke a tie with Cam Newton.
Wow, okay.
Going back to the Bills, we just talked about James Cook. Him and his brother, Dalvin Cook, are the only pair of brothers in NFL history with a 200-yard rushing game of their career.
Okay.
That's an interesting stat.
Yeah,
brothers.
That's I would not have thought of that.
No. Myles Garrett, we talked about him having a rough time in Cleveland, career high, and Browns franchise record with 5 sacks in that game. Going down to the Monday night game, we've got Travis Kelce caught his 80th career touchdown pass, 5th tight end to do so. He joins Priest Holmes for the most in franchise history with his 83rd touchdown. Okay. But he also joins, let's see, I got the list right here. Hang on. Jimmy Graham, Ron Gronkowski, Tony Gonzalez, and Antonio Gates.
Wow.
Most receiving touchdowns. So that's a kind of interesting company.
And was it now? Was it tight end weekend or was it tight end?
It was tight end day. It was
on
tight end
Sunday.
Day.
I want to prop bet on Dallas Goedert getting an anytime touchdown. So in honor of tight end day.
Yes, that's it for the stats. Let's find out what happened with us.
Hey, what happened?
Well, we did not have a good week.
No, 1 and 2. Boy, I was. First off, we both had San Francisco, and they just didn't even show up.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to San Francisco.
That wasn't even competitive, and we had another game in common. But you had the over Dallas Denver,
yep.
and it appeared that everyone scored.
Oh yeah, just about everybody. Yeah,
everyone scored. Good, that's great. But no, I had the under, and you had the over. And
that
was
my only win.
The only win I had was I went with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and kind of worrisome to see Chicago play like that against Baltimore, especially with Lamar Jackson not even playing. They should have won that game. Well, that offense just seemed anemic that day, and I don't know what was going on with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. Good showing by the Baltimore defense. I was really surprised that they played that well.
I don't know what's going. Well, certainly I know what's going on with Baltimore. I'm wondering if they're going to turn it around. They're still, the books still have them as winning their conference, or not their conference, but their division. And but we shall see. But if you would have told me the record of Indianapolis versus the record of Baltimore. Before the season, I would have thought you were crazy, but that's the way this season has been going.
And we'll see what happens with Baltimore, after that situation with the injury report.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to go on with that. So, see, for me, it's like one of those teams I'm staying away from. But we'll see. I'll take a quick look
if that defense keeps playing the way it was Sunday.
Sure.
That they're in good shape for a little while anyway. That's it for the look back at Week 8. We're going to start looking at Week 9 with our picks right after the break. Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show, back after this.
In a moment of need, every second counts. So first responders, delivery drivers, and visitors can find your home fast, even in the dark. This is about more than just a number. It's about safety, visibility, and peace of mind. We created a house number that is not only a beacon of safety, but also a work of art. Crafted from durable stainless steel and waterproof acrylic, with efficient, low-voltage LED backlighting, it's uniquely yours. Choose from 6 sizes, 4 fonts, and 6 colors, and match your home's mood with bright, neutral, or warm white halo lighting. Add dusk to dawn, dimming and timing controls for complete command.
Every order includes free worldwide shipping, plus a 2-year warranty on lighted numbers and all powering accessories.
This is the ultimate home upgrade. A perfect blend of style, quality, and function.
Buy yours today.
Smoked cocktails have never been easier to make thanks to our Halo Drink Smoker. Simply place the cocktail smoker on your glass, light the wood chips until they start to smoke, and then top it off with the lid to infuse your drink with a delicious, new, smoky flavor.
Hey, Dave Weischadle from Turnpike Sports. I just got my dugout mug delivered and I am loving it. Dugout mugs are mugs made out of baseball bats, and they are officially licensed by Major League Baseball so you can get your favorite baseball team's logo on your mug. Just think of it, enjoying your favorite drink while watching your favorite baseball team with your team's logo on your mug made from a baseball bat. They can even make customized mugs. Check out the mug they made for Turnpike Sports. I mean, just look at that. That looks awesome. I've never seen anything like them. If you go to dugoutmugs.com, you'll find out they even make more things than mugs. They have baseball board games, grilling equipment made from baseball bats. They even have a section for gifts for under $30. Head on over to dugoutmugs.com because if you're a baseball fan or need a gift for a baseball fan, you have to check out Dugout Mugs. And use our promo code PIKE at checkout to get 20% off your purchase price. That's promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. Also, free shipping with orders over $99. You can't beat that. DugoutMugs.com. That's my go-to place if I need a gift for a baseball fan. Well, if you excuse me now, the game is about to go on, and the wind is just right for drinking.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show. Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We just did our look back at what happened during Week 8. We are now moving into Week 9. We've got a couple teams on the bye, so something to be aware of when you're looking at the games this week. And as always, when we do our picks, we do 3 games each. We do point spreads and totals. We do not do money lines for the show. And we use Caesars midweek lines. I always want to say midweek for some reason, but Caesars midweek lines. And as always, check the lines before you place a bet during the this upcoming week. They will change at times. We are using midweek lines. If you head on over to Caesar Sportsbook, you're going to be able to get a brand new offer, and let me read it off to you here. We have football is back, and Caesars is game day ready with a great offer for new customers. Place your first bet of $1 or more and instantly get 100% profit boost up to $25 max bet per boost. Boy, that's hard to say. 25 max bet per boost. Register now at Caesars.com/sportsbook-n-casino with our promo code 20X, and you'll be able to get this new customer offer. Terms and conditions apply. 21 and older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Again, we just did our look back at Week 8. Let's head on over to Week 9 with the first game of the week. First game of the week for me. Well, actually, first game of the week for us. We actually have this game in common again.
Is this the first time in all the years we were doing this that 2 weeks in a row we have 2 of the same games?
I believe it is.
I can't believe that. Now I know we have the same games because you told me 5 minutes ago, but I don't know what you picked on these games.
We share the games for production purposes.
Last week we had one game in common, but you had the over and I had the under, so
yep.
Hopefully we have a lot of that going on with these 2 games coming up because it's I got to make up some ground on you. I hate it when we have the same games. Lead. Yeah.
Well, last year we were mirroring last year because
really?
By the time the playoffs rolled around, you had a winning record in the playoffs. I had a losing record. So
okay.
Yeah, you caught up in the playoffs.
Okay. All right. See, it's a marathon. Not
exactly.
Okay.
But here we are, Indianapolis Colts favored by 3 at the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's an over under of 50.5.
Okay.
Colts come into the game riding a 4-game winning streak. We're watching their running back, Jonathan Taylor, seemingly getting better and better every week. He's constantly having these multiple touchdown games, which is an incredible feat, which leads me to believe he's a good candidate for MVP this season.
Okay.
Indianapolis is 6-2 against the spread this season, 2-1 against the spread on the road.
Okay. I don't like where this is going. It sounds like we're both picking Indianapolis.
Yeah. Pittsburgh, but let me finish the analysis.
All right, that's fine.
If we do it that way, there's no show.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The Steelers started off the season pretty good, and everyone started having really good feelings about the team and Aaron Rodgers and blah, 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 but they've dropped 2 straight now. Their defense seems to be the weak link of the team. They just have one of the worst defenses right now. It has some bright spots here and there, but they really do have a really lower than average defense for the league.
Not exactly the steel curtain this year.
No. They were the steel curtain at the beginning, and then all of a sudden they became the blinds where everything just goes right through them. But anyway, we have basically, I don't know, with the way the Colts are playing, there's really no analysis here. If Pittsburgh plays the way they've been playing and the Colts play the way they've been playing as well, this could be another double-digit win for Indianapolis. I'm going Indianapolis and laying the 3.
Look, I'm going with the Colts, too, because of the way they play AFC opponents. They have won each of their last 8 games when playing AFC opponents. And more importantly for us, they've covered the spread in each of their last 6 games when playing AFC opponents. Meanwhile, the Steelers have failed to cover the spread in 5 of their last 6 games against teams with a winning record. Look, I'm surprised it's Colts only by 3, probably because they're in Pittsburgh. But no, I think the Colts run away with this one. So I am taking the Colts and laying the points.
Let's head on over to the second game of the week. Second game of the week, and we have this game in common as well. The Minnesota Vikings at the Detroit Lions. The Lions are favored by 9 points at the time of taping. There's an over-under of 48.5.
Okay, fingers crossed. I got this game too, so hopefully you do something different with it than I do.
Well, we have the Detroit Lions not playing like they used to. They, they don't seem to be the same team. They seem to be relearning everything after they lost their coaching staff, and they are getting it back together. I'm starting to see pieces fall into place for Detroit. They are starting to look better than they did at the beginning of the year. They're 5-2, leading the NFC North above the Vikings, who are 3-4. And this is number 1 and number 2 in the division playing against each other. Minnesota, on the other hand, have a lot of issues. And they're not playing well offense. They're not playing well defense. They seem to be having issues at the quarterback position, mainly because they keep getting hurt.
Well, just Carson Wentz was just beat up.
Yes.
Beat up.
Well, they won't see him again for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I know, but a little credit to Carson Wentz. I mean, he played injured. That was a courageous effort by Carson Wentz.
I have no problem with how he played injured. I have a problem with how he played, period.
Yeah.
That was a whole different story. Now we're going back to J.J. McCarthy, who is constantly injured and really hasn't had a chance to show what he can really do on the field. Like I said, this is first place versus second place. And the Detroit Lions offense and defense are ranked in the top of the division, while Minnesota's offense and defense aren't. Mm-hmm. So Lions are coming off a bye following a very convincing win against Tampa Bay. And while they haven't looked as dominating this year, I think they are still going to beat the reeling Minnesota Vikings. Detroit lay the 9. That's a big spread, but Detroit lay the 9.
Damn it, that's what I did too, and I rarely take a team with that big of a point spread. But look, like you said, they're coming off a bye, and more importantly, they're playing home. I mean, the Lions have won 11 of their last 12 home games against NFC North opponents and have covered the spread in each of their last 9 games against the Vikings. I mean, that Ford Field is such a big advantage for the Lions. The Vikings have lost each of their last 4 games at Ford Field and have failed to cover the spread in each of their last 5 games at Ford Field. Home field is such a big advantage this week for the Lions. Plus, like you said, they're coming off a bye. Again, I usually don't go with a team with this high of a point spread, but I can see the Lions running away with this, and I think it's going to be a double-digit win for the Lions. So I'm taking the Motor City Kitties, the Detroit Lions, and covering the 9 points.
All right, let's head on over to the last game of the week, which we do not have in common.
Yes, finally.
Final game of the week for me, the Denver Broncos at the Houston Texans. Houston's favored by 1.5. There's an over-under of 39.5 at the time of taping here. This game is a game that features really 2 good defenses. It's the offenses that are the question marks here. The Broncos lead the leagues in sacks, and they're facing a Houston offensive line that seems to be having trouble protecting their quarterback all season long. Houston's 2-1 at home against the spread this season, which is very surprising considering how badly a lot of the pieces of the offense are playing. Broncos come in after outscoring both Giants and Dallas over the last 2 weeks by a combined 69-31, which is an incredible stat if you think about it. And if you look even closer, Denver has not played consistently on offense. That's the problem with Denver. Their offense sometimes is not there until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And this is a team right now, the Houston Texans, good defense. I think the Broncos can't afford a slow start. I think what's going to happen here is what was happening last week, where they did get off to a good, fast start. But again, this is a game that features two really good defenses. Like I said, Denver leads the league in sacks. Houston is not too shabby in that category either. So I think this is going to end up being a lot closer than what people think. But I'm going with Denver plus 1.5.
Okay, my third game, and thankfully it's a different game. San Francisco 49ers, who are favored by 2.5 points at the New York Giants with an over-under of 48.5. Look, this is a battle between really two beat-up teams, and I think the 49ers are less beat up than the Giants, and the Giants' defense is just decimated, and they could be losing they could be short two defensive backs this week. And even before that, the Giants have given up 26, 33, and 38 points in 3 of their last 4 games. So, look, the point spread is not the point spread, but the total is 40.5, which is pretty high. So there's going to be scoring in this game, and I think the San Francisco 49ers are going to be doing most of the scoring. So I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers and laying the 2.5 points.
All right, those are our 3 picks for Week 9. Again, we use Caesars midweek lines, so check the lines before you place any bets this weekend. We'll be right back to recap our analysis and close out the show, Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show, back after this.
Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand.
Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Pro Football Show. Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We just did both our look back at Week 8. We did our analysis of a couple Week 9 games and made our picks. Again, we do 3 games each. We use point spreads and totals. We don't use money lines for the show. And we use Caesar Sportsbook midweek lines, so please check the lines before you place any bets. Why don't we go ahead and recap our picks for the audience?
All right, I'm taking the Indianapolis Colts and laying the 3 points against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm taking the Detroit Lions and laying the 9 points against the Minnesota Vikings. And I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers and laying the 2.5 points at the New York Giants.
Well, I'm going to be laying the 3 points for the Colts, as like Dave did. I'm also going Detroit laying those 9 points as well. But I'm going to go with Denver plus 1.5 for my final game of the week. Now, as always, these picks will be up on our blog, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button. You'll be taken to our picks there, so feel free to comment on our picks on the blog. Feel free to email us your comments, info@turnpikesportsradio.com. Follow us on social media, Turnpike Sports, Turnpike Bets. Facebook, we have Turnpike Sports, and also Instagram, Turnpike Sports Radio is our handle there. So feel free to reach out to us in any way, shape, or form on social media.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike. Good luck, everyone.